My name is Celine, and for years I lived inside a life that never stopped demanding more from me. More effort, more responsibility, more patience, more strength. And I gave it. Again, and again, and again. Until one day, there was nothing left of me to give. Only exhaustion. Only regret. And a face in the mirror that looked older than my years. A face that reflected a war I refused to admit I was fighting. My acne wasn't random. It arrived every time I crossed my limits. It exploded during sleepless weeks. It burned brighter when I swallowed my emotions instead of expressing them. Each breakout felt like my body whispering, "Slow down." But I never listened. I had goals to reach, people to please, deadlines to chase, a future that never seemed close enough. And rest felt like weakness. So I continued, working while drained, smiling while hollow, functioning while falling apart. My acne became my shadow, always present, always visible, always reminding me that something inside me was breaking quietly. Mirrors became enemies. They never lied. They exposed the truth I refused, that I was burning myself alive just to stay useful. One night, under a dull bathroom light, I stared at my reflection and barely recognized the woman looking back. Her eyes were tired. Her skin was angry. Her soul empty. And I whispered, "Why am I afraid to rest?" The silence answered louder than words ever could. "Because you learned to be valuable only when you were tired." The next morning, without logic, without planning, without courage, I booked a spa appointment. I didn't tell anyone. It felt strange. Like asking for a kindness I didn't deserve. Like breaking a lifelong rule that said, only rest once you've earned it. I almost canceled, twice. But something small inside me whispered, "Go." The spa was unreal compared to my life. No chaos, no rushing, no pressure. Just calm, just warmth. Just quiet. Music played softly like a heartbeat I had forgotten to hear. The air itself felt gentle. And for the first time, I felt safe doing nothing. The therapist didn't rush. She didn't talk. She just studied my face, not with judgment, but with softness. "You're tired," she finally said. Not harsh, not clinical, not pitying, just truth. And something inside me collapsed. I nodded. The steam wrapped around my skin, the oils smelled like forgiveness. And when the extraction began, it wasn't painful. It was necessary, like releasing years of pressure. As she worked, her voice stayed low and kind. "These bumps are from stress. This deep one, emotional overload. This pattern, from nights you didn't sleep. These scars." She paused, then whispered, "Because you're so strong for so long." My breath hitched. Tears fell. Not loudly, not dramatically. Quietly, like rain falling after a drought. She placed a warm hand on my shoulder and she said, "You don't need permission to rest. You need permission from yourself." And it shattered me. Years of carrying, years of proving, years of surviving. I cried for the version of me that thought taking care of herself was selfish. I cried for the woman who learned that being tired was the price of being loved. I cried for the girl who never believed she could stop. She didn't rush me. She didn't tell me to breathe. She let me fall apart like it was safe, like it was allowed, like it was healing. When it was over, she handed me a mirror. My face wasn't perfect. It was red. It was raw. But it had something new in it. Aliveness, softness, presence. I looked like a person who had finally stopped running. "You don't earn the right to rest," she said. "You rest because you are human." I held that sentence like a lifeline. Outside, the world hadn't changed. The noise was the same, the pressure existed, but I had changed. Walking away from the spa, I realized something heavy. My acne was not a flaw. It was a warning sign. I was not lazy. I was depleted. Rest is not failure. It is survival. My skin wasn't breaking. My lifestyle was. That day, I stopped glorifying exhaustion. I stopped wearing burnout like a badge of honor. I stopped confusing overworking with worth. And for the first time in longer than I can remember, I rested. Not because the world let me, but because I allowed myself. And in that moment, I finally came home to my body.